welcome to Kanawha County Schools High School News. This week, Capitol High School is the feature school. The focus for this program will be Student Council, the Cougar Band, and Life After High School. Throughout history, the role of students in the classroom and school has changed. As the social aspect of a school has evolved, students have become more active in the planning of extracurricular events. One organization that accepts the role of planning is Student Council. Student councils have become an integral part of the modern high school by improving school morale, assisting in the management of the school, providing a forum for student expression, and promoting the general welfare of the school. Joining us today are members of Capitol Student Council, Tim Yanni, Student Body President, Tiffany Ellis, Senior Class President, Chris Overstreet, and Jesse Emery, Junior Class Delegates. Jesse, Capitol High is Kanawha County's example of consolidation and technology. With many other local schools facing consolidation, the issue of combining the traditions of the schools has become prevalent. What steps have Capitol Student Council taken to prevent misrepresentation?
Well, in our first year, what we did is we had double the number of members in Student Council, half from Stonewall Jackson High and half from Charleston High. We had 2 presidents, 2 vice presidents, etc. And what we also did is we took the constitutions from both the schools and combined them into one constitution for Capitol High.
Is there a national organization of student councils the school must join?
Yeah, there is a national organization, but it's not required that any student council join it. Capitol High is not currently a member of this organization, but we may seek to be one in the future.
How many members are in this year's student council?
This year we have 10 officers, 22 delegates, and every homeroom in the school has a representative in the student council.
Because there are so few members in student council compared to the size of the student body, members must be chosen selectively. What are the prerequisite requirements for members applying to student council?
Well, in order to run for student council, you must maintain a 2.5 grade point average. And if you want to run for office, you must have 1 semester before the election prior at Capitol High School.
Tiffany, how are elections handled?
Elections are handled by sophomores and juniors applying to the student council. The applicants, they must write a speech and then submit them to the student council advisor to get it approved. Later on, they have to say a speech over the morning high school news, and after that, the elections are followed in homeroom by each student.
How are 9th graders elected if voting takes place the spring before their sophomore year?
A representative from student council go to each of our local feeder schools, and such as Roosevelt, Horseman, and Stonewall. We talk to the 9th graders and have them vote 2 of their delegates in the 9th grade, and then the names are submitted to Capitol High School Student Council.
Tim, how are the responsibilities of officers different from those of delegates?
Well, that of an officer is to preside over meetings, keep high morales between student council and the student body, and to appoint committees. And a delegate carries out the activities that an officer assigns to them. And he should also attend all the meetings.
Jesse, how does Capitol's Constitution set up the structure of meetings?
Well, our Constitution states that we should have 1 meeting a week in regular school session, and either the president of the student council, the principal of the school, or the advisor of student council can call a special meeting when they feel it's necessary.
One responsibility of the student body president is the organization of meetings. What has improved the effectiveness of Capitol's meetings?
Well, meetings are held efficiently through the use of parliamentary procedures.
Tiffany, with this being only Capitol's 4th year in existence, there are still opportunities to establish new traditions. What are some projects you're trying to make into traditions?
Some of the projects that we're trying to make into traditions is our winter formal that we had last year, and it was a great success. And we're hoping to have it this year, and hopefully as good as it was last year. Also, we're trying to establish a rivalry between one of the local high schools by passing a cage, between every game.
Chris, what accomplishments have been made this year?
Some accomplishments that we have made this year would possibly be, we have opened a 3rd line in the cafeteria, where the first 2 lines would be the hot lunches, and the 3rd would be the pizza line that we have opened. And the second accomplishment would be student council has assigned parking.
What are some goals for this year?
Some goals that we have this year would be to get more into student body this year. We want to get their ideas and some complaints they may have so we can interact with some of their ideas.
Tim, Capital's curriculum puts emphasis on community service. What does the Student Council do for the improvement of their community?
Well, we're currently involved with Toy Mountain, the blood drive, and canned food drives. Hopefully we become more involved with the community this year.
What has each of you gained from your experience in Student Council thus far?
Well, I've learned to work well with others. I know that's an important thing in our society today in order to get a job.
Tiffany?
I've gained great leadership and communication skills with the student body.
Chris?
I've learned that you can go ahead and speak your mind and be able to interrelate with students.
Jesse?
I've learned a lot about the kind of planning and work and cooperation that goes into successful high school activities.
Well, thank you all for being our guests and good luck throughout the year. I'm Joanne Atkinson with Student Council for High School News.
The Capital High School Band began in 1989 with only 110 members. Since the number has grown to 168, which includes field commanders, playing band members, guard, and majorette rifle corps. This Cougar Band, led by Mr. Bob Scott, has now collectively filled 7 trophy cases in the past 3 years. Today I have with me Field Commander Courtney Harlan, band section leaders Megan Kokesh and Kenny Tackett. Welcome to High School News. How exactly does it feel to be in the Capital High School Band?
I love it. It feels so good when the band's performing and the crowd just yells for you. And also, it's a great chance to meet new people.
Well, like Courtney said, it really is a good feeling when everyone's screaming and cheering for you, and it gives you a lot of responsibility and respect. You do meet a lot of new people.
Well, the band teaches you self-respect, discipline, and respect for others.
Megan, what's expected of you as a band member?
Well, as a band member at Capital High, you have to be really dedicated and have a lot of responsibility for yourself, and really you just have to be willing to give up a lot of your hours for the practices and just want to go out there and do the best job you can.
And Courtney, it's my understanding the Cougar Band attended band camp in August. What was it like and what was accomplished?
The band goes up to Glenville State College for about the first week in August, and we perform every day, and we practice all day, and sometimes we get into groups and we practice the fundamentals. And here is an example of some of the accomplishments we've made.
How exactly does one person teach so many people a show?
Every person is assigned a number and a series of 6 dots, and they're all different colors. And every section leader gets about 50-some pictures of the band formations, and the people and their dots are on the picture. And they find their dot, their coordinate number, and they find it on the field. They lay their dot down, and they practice going from picture to picture.
And Kenny, what are a few of the competitions we'll be going to this fall?
Well, our next competition will be at South Charleston. We'll be at Dunbar, held by South Charleston High School, September the 26th. After that, we will go to the Civitan at Laley Field, October the 3rd. Then we have a 2-week off period, and we go to the Autumn Classic in Buchanan. That is October the 24th. And then our last festival of the year will be Greenbrier East Festival, October the 31st. And now, this is a clip from the Majorette Festival from VMI Productions.
Megan, what goes into having a band as prosperous as the Cougars?
Well, to be prosperous like we are, you have to be really dedicated, and you have to have a lot of support from your boosters, and your parents have got to be really able to want to spend time and give money and run you around everywhere.
And Courtney, a lot of bands have the attitude of beat this high school or beat that high school. What are some of Capital's band goals?
Our goal is to perform the best show that we can, to entertain the public, and to be a class act.
And Kenny, what can a new band member expect when joining our band?
Well, a new band member must first be able to play an instrument very well, or learn very well, and then expect a lot of hard work.
This has been High School News with Bridget McCollum, featuring Capital High School Band.
I have as my guests Susan Tinney, counselor at Capitol High, and Gloria Kunick, director of admissions at the University of Charleston. Welcome to High School News. Ms. Kunick, as a senior, what should my parents and I be doing now to prepare for college?
One of the most important things to do now is to gather information about the schools that you think you might be interested in attending. Brochures, catalogs, anything like that that has printed information that could be helpful to you. Probably the second most important thing is to begin visiting colleges. You really don't have a chance to get a feel for a college unless you visit a school, and that's the best way to find out if one is comfortable for you and offers what you are interested in pursuing. Taking the ACT or the SAT are also two very important things, and probably from the starting point, what you should remember to be is open-minded to all the options that are out there.
I'd like to remind you of the dates on the ACT and the SAT. September 25th is the deadline for you to apply to take the ACT again in October, and October the 2nd is the deadline for you to take the November SAT. And I think it's important that you make both of those first and early tests. I know you have looked at a lot of different schools, Nicole, and I'm hoping that you're going to be able to narrow those down to say 4 or 5 good choices so that you'll have the deadlines that are specific to the school. Be very careful that you know the admission deadline, that you've checked into housing contract deadlines, that you've checked to see if that particular school has its own independent financial aid form as well as the FAF. And make yourself a little calendar, because deadlines are very, very important at this time of the year. And as to your parents, tell your parents to take really good care of the financial records this year, because if you are granted financial aid in 1993, your parents will be asked to produce a copy of their 1992 tax forms. So this year and every year you're in college, make sure that your parents keep copies of all financial forms.
Who has the most responsibility during the college selection process?
I think that you do. You and other seniors who are beginning the college selection process, you're the ones who really have to make up your own minds. You can't exclude your parents. Your parents are a big part of the process as well. But really the college has to fit you. You're the one who will be there for 4 years. You're the one who will be living that life. And so it's important that you take responsibility early on.
How's Capital preparing students for college?
Oh, Capital has a lot of things happening this fall. One of the things that's happening here beginning on October the 1st is an ACT preparation course. A lot of our students have said they're concerned about retaking the ACT and they'd like to have a little help. So starting on October the 1st and every Thursday after that for 4 Thursdays from 6:30 to 8:30, we'll be doing ACT test preparation here at Capitol High School. It's a modest fee, $20 fee to come and take this course, and I think it would be well worth your time or anyone else in our school system that would like to do that. You call our community ed director and make your application. It's 348-6507. The next thing that's happening at Capitol High School is that I think is very, very important to all the parents who are interested in financial aid, is a night workshop, October the 26th, here at Capitol High School in what we call our LGI, our Large Group Instruction Room. And our topic will be financing a college education. And we're fortunate that night to have with us Jan Ruge, who's the financial aid director at the University of Charleston. And she'll be speaking generally, though, about financial aid. And we hope to have not only students, but their parents out as well. Now, Nicole, you can't get your financial aid form until late December. So we'll have another meeting, January the 7th, and that meeting will be very specific. Parents can come and bring their pencils and their financial aid forms, and we'll help them with really specific questions.
In narrowing my college choices, what factors should I consider?
college major should be one of the top factors. If a school doesn't offer what you wish to study, then that school may not be the right one for you. But other factors include location, size of student body, faculty-student ratio, activities for leadership and involvement that are available, activities that you like to be involved in, if it's sports or broadcasting or anything like that that you like to do. It's important that a college have those things if it's what you want to pursue. You can't avoid, though, the campus visit, because that's really the place where you can find out if that's where you fit.
Can I add something to that? As a counselor, I need to say, leave the price until last, because if you're going to get financial aid, the price may not have to be the first thing you consider. On the other hand, as a parent with 2 children in school, I would have to say to you that price did have some effect on choices. So it depends on whether or not you're going to receive a very strong financial aid package, or whether you're going to have to totally finance the whole thing yourself. But definitely you should not rule out schools on the basis of price.
How can students and parents finance a college education?
The first step is the financial aid form, but even before that, as Mrs. Tinney mentioned, there is a financial aid workshop here at Capitol on October 26th, and so that would be a good program to start to get some general questions that parents have out into the open. But the financial aid form may be filed between January 1 and March 1, and will probably be available here at Capitol sometime in mid-December. It's very important that parents fill that out no later than March 1 to be considered for all financial assistance. Financial aid takes the form of grants, loans, work-study, scholarships, and private funds from outside the colleges as well. And financial aid is based not only on a family's income and assets, but it's also based on the cost of the institution you're planning to attend, which is why private education is often as affordable as public education. That's why, to reemphasize Mrs. Tinney's point, cost shouldn't be the first factor, because financial aid happens a little bit later in the process.
Can I add to that as well? I'd like for our students to begin to think of the answer to the questions lying with the financial aid directors in the colleges that they're interested in. Instead of asking the high school people, how can I finance this college? Don't be afraid to call up a financial aid office. They want to talk with you and they want to help you figure out how to do this. And particularly if you're a student who's going to have to work your way through college, get in touch with that financial aid department and talk with them personally.
And they are interested, because the financial aid workshop on October 26th is being done by our financial aid director, Jan Ruge, and future financial aid workshops here will be done by other financial aid professionals. So they are accessible and they do want to talk with you and your parents.
In conclusion, what rights do students have as consumers when choosing a college?
I think students have the right to receive answers quickly and accurately and fairly from colleges. Colleges today are here to serve students, and we have the obligation to be sure that we meet your needs. And so if you're not getting the answers, if you're not getting the results that you want from a college, you have to speak up and ask.
Thank you. Thank you for watching High School News. Tune in next week when DuPont will be featured.
Hi, welcome to Capitol High Child Development Center. I'm Ann Stowers, and I'm the Head Start teacher at Capitol High.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Young. I'm the director teacher at Capitol High Child Development Center.
The Capitol High Child Development Center is unique because we serve two programs in the same room. We have two independent programs. We have the Head Start program and the daycare. As the Head Start teacher, I serve 3 to 5-year-old children from the neighborhood who are either underprivileged or handicapped. We work with the children for at most 2 years. So a big part of the program with Head Start is working with the families, the parents, the mothers and the fathers, to help them break out of the poverty cycle and become productive citizens.
The Child Development Center serves the teen moms and dads of Capitol High School. The purpose of this program is to let students come and graduate so that they can go on and be a productive citizen. We have had several students graduate and go on to college. Not only do we serve the teen moms and dads, but we serve 40 students who have had child care and development, who come into the classroom each day and work with not only Head Start, but with the babies.
One of the negative things about working in this classroom is that it's very noisy and it's very active. There are things going on all the time. Babies are getting their diapers changed when you're trying to do circle time. There are always things going on and people coming and going. But the good outweighs the bad because the children all work together. The toddlers get to come over and do circle time and art activities with us. We get to share things, and because there are so many adults in the room, we get to meet the needs of each individual child.
The most negative thing about my job is trying to let babies sleep whenever Head Start is singing or something like that. It would be nice if we had a room just for the babies to sleep in. But like we say, the most positive thing is we work as a family, we work and help each other in every way that we can. Also, the big thing and the big plus of my job is my teen moms. When I see them go off to college and make a career and have a good life ahead of them.
My name is Howard Daniels. I am a teacher and also a baseball coach at Capitol High School. I am the lead person in our multicultural activities at Capitol High School every year. Multicultural activities derived from Martin Luther King's Black History Week. We extended it a month for all of our cultures at our Capitol High School. We have activities every week. We have displays in the Cougar cage. We have posters, speeches, and etc. in order to educate our student body on other cultures. We have with us my co-worker and best partner, Pam Fuller. She will expand a little more on some activities that we have had.
For the past 3 years, we have had this assembly at Capitol. Each year it gets better and better. We have more participants in the show. And that's just one part of what we do for multicultural education throughout the months of January and February. Yesterday we had our Taste of Capitol, and many businesses in our community were kind and gracious enough to give us different dishes so that we could serve the students. Our faculty, some of the students have also contributed to this. One thing that is unique about this program in school performances today is that everything that we do in the name of multicultural education is free to the students. The Taste of Capitol was free. The assembly today was free. Our purpose is to educate our students so that they are aware of the global universe that they live in.
We also today honored Mr. Clendenin and Mrs. Bird as honorees of our multicultural program.
Dr. Bird has just retired with 40-plus years from Kanawha County schools. She has been a driving force not only in the county but in the state in having our students educated to meet the demands of this world.
Mr. Clendenin is a very good principal in supporting multicultural programs at Capital High School. We have a diverse population, and we try to include every culture here at Capital High School. In closing, we would like to thank Mr. Clendenin for supporting us in this project.
We'd also like to thank our faculty and students for their support.
My name is Colonel Conrad Neely, and I'm the Senior Army Instructor at Capital High School. This program is designed to really make students better citizens and to ameliorate into the job market and workplace once they graduate successfully from high school. The ROTC began nationally in 19 and 16. However, in Capital High School, this program was initiated in 1993. So we've been here about 6 years. Seeing students improve their level of discipline, level of responsibility, also their awareness as far as being a productive citizen. These are the things that we've seen drastic changes in a lot of our students, and is probably the most satisfying aspect of this job position.
My name is Cadet Major Glenn Blackwell. I'm the Executive Officer for the Cougar Battalion here at Capital High School. How has ROTC changed my life? It's given me more self-discipline, self-confidence. I think it's actually helped me be a better person overall, a better citizen overall. Good times and bad times. Some of the bad times would be like during a drill practice, going over a routine constantly over and over, making mistakes and doing push-ups, the sweating, the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it. But then it all pays off, because the good time is when they call us for first place at drill competitions, and that's a good time right there.
Carl Clark, head basketball coach at Capital High School. We had a good season this year, probably the best season that Capital High has had since its existence. We were 17-8, and we were state runner-ups in the state tournament. This season has been very, very rewarding to me, and I also hope it has been rewarding to our kids for the things that they were able to accomplish during this season. We had some ups and downs as the season has gone along. We lost some players that could have helped us early in the season. We lost some players to grades. We lost some players because of they didn't want to be a part of what it took to have a great team. And we lost some players because of discipline. But overall, as the season went along, we were able to get our kids united together, and we were able to gel at the right time, and we peaked at tournament time and was able to go in and play a very outstanding game against North Marion. The game was decided in the last 2 seconds of the game. I thought we played a great defensive game. Our offense was a little bit down because they controlled the tempo of the game. but we were able to play with them at their tempo, and we were in a great position to win the ball game at the last. And if it wasn't for that final shot, I think we would have won the game.